So, my name is Dr. Liv Creamer. I'm a board-certified dermatologist. Actually, everybody is calling me Dr. Liv. I'm here in beautiful Switzerland and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm talking all about skincare ingredients, skin foods, everything what makes you look better and feel better. So, today's topic, because I got question about all over on this channel about hair loss. So there's so many problems out there which causing hair loss, so multiple ones, and I don't want to talk about really the sicknesses where we dermatologists are learning for ages to really figuring out what is behind it. I really want to talk about the most common things what could cause to more hair loss. So before we actually go into this topic, let me maybe talk about the hair cycle, because if you're Googling, you're figuring out about hair cycles and you might be wondering what does it mean with all the funny names. So I just put here, I printed out actually this kind of paper showing you the different kind of hair growing stages. So let me name them, right? So you have the anagen phase, which is the growing phase. Then you have the catagen phase and the telogen phase, which is the hair shredding. So each hair is actually going through this hair cycle. Not every hair at the same time, so in the different time zones kind of, right? And it is totally normal for you guys that you're losing 100 to 150 hairs per day. Exactly 100 to 150 per day. So just imagine you going into the bathroom, particularly you girls, right? You who have the heavy kind of tightening up hairstyles. So suddenly you're opening up your kind of hairstyle, your bun, your ponytail, and suddenly you comb your hair and you see all the hairs on your bathtub floor, and suddenly you get a heart attack because you think, oh my goodness, this can't be true. How come? Right? But just imagine, I have a short haircut, so my hair, my 100 to 150 hair are shredding away through the whole day, and I don't see it, I don't feel it. But if you have a tight up hairstyle, so they're also falling off. But you just see them because you open up the bun and then in the bathroom you see them all at once. So maybe it is not really a heavy hair loss, it's maybe just because you suddenly use a different hairstyle and let them fall off all at once. Okay, so now let's go to the hair loss topics. And I don't want to talk about really medical things. I really want to talk about the kind of things you might experiencing during your life. So for example, just think about, I was talking about the telogen stage, the hair loss stage. And if this is kind of more visible, so more hair shedding, we call them telogen effluvium. What does it mean exactly? So when does it happen? It happened, for example, if you had something happened in your life 3 to 4 months in the past, right? So for example, you did a heavy crash diet, you did heavy juicing, so you used heavy juices to clean up your body. You lost weight because you wanted or because you didn't want it, because you have been sick, you had a surgery, you had maybe a high fever, or even had a huge kind of exercise program there back then, or maybe went a marathon, or you really had giving birth to a child, or really had huge stress, something was happened in your family, maybe with your parents, or with your relationship, or in your own life. So if this is something happening, just think about, if it was around 3 months ago, this might be the course that you're having now, this heavy hair loss, because the heavy hair shedding, right? So it will peak almost around the 4th month and will kind of stop by itself 6 to 9 months later. So 6 to 9 months after the incident. Of course, there could be so much more behind the reason. It could be like a vitamin D deficiency, really heavy medical issues, or any kind of hormonal problems. To really evaluate this, you have to see a dermatologist. There's another hair loss problem, which you probably are master of disaster by yourself. What do I mean? You remember the anagen, the growing phase, and if this is happening in this kind of hair stage, if you lose in this hair stage more hair, we call it anagen effluvium. So this is happening as long as you do certain things to yourself. So for example, a really hard, tight ponytail, a really tight kind of hairstyle, traction. So all the time, as long as you have the traction, as long as you will be experiencing this more hair loss. It could be was also happening because of genetic diseases, immune deficiencies, drugs, certain medications, but think about maybe your hairstyle, hair relaxants, harsh hair products or harsh hair stylings, right? So what you could do is really look at these things, like don't flat iron them on wet hair, never do this. Don't comb your hair in a wet stage. Don't do too heavy, tight kind of hairstyles. And don't use too heavy, tight ponytails. So if you have a look at this, it might also help. But if it does not stop, please, please, please consider to go to a dermatologist or to a general practitioner in your own country. So also concerning food, what could you do by yourself is really, first of all, before we come to the food, think about your stress level, right? As I always say, it's a couple of wheels moving before the hand is moving. So there's always a couple of things happening, and stress is important. So particularly like all the social media, always being available, switch it off. Maybe once per week, do a detox social media day or a detox internet day. I also tell my patients to do a bath, right, an oil bath, look at my other videos, to really kind of calm down, making a kind of a habit out of it. Also maybe think about really whatever you eat, consider you are what you eat. So try to look on ingredients or try to look on food rich in vitamin D. For example, what could it be? It could be salmon, it could be tuna. Food rich in zinc, for example, pumpkin seeds, certain nuts, of course also fish, eggs. So really look at these things. Maybe also go to your practitioner and ask about to have a look on your iron level. So, but there's so much more of hair problems out there, but these are the common ones. You can have a look first and think about them, what you actually do to yourself, which can minimize hair loss already. There is of course other reasons, there are of course other reasons, like round hair loss, but it's very, very rare, or which I will talk later on about the male pattern hair loss, which could cause in male and in women, which is genetic. But these are totally different things, which I don't want to go now into it. So look about an incident happened a couple of months ago, look that you stopped having this traction on your hair. Oh, by the way, some of my patients sitting in my office and doing this while listening. So what you do this traction. Stop doing this. You're the master of disaster. Okay, I hope I gave you a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. I hope you like it, so give me a thumb up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me some suggestions down there about topics you're interested in. Be my friend on my other social media channels, like my Instagram, the Dr LIV, and follow me around if I'm traveling on my Insta story. So love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and of course for sharing to your friends and subscribing. Thank you so much. See you then. Bye.